Good morning, children. Chapter 2, Locality Then and Now. So, children, what's the meaning of then and now? Then refers to at that time, now refers to at present time, tab or up. So, children, social study is the study of past and present both are interconnected with each other. We need to study the past to understand the present. Now, come to the first paragraph. In 2017, the Government of India approved a scheme titled Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan to usher in digital literacy in rural India with a target to cover 6 crore rural households. Approximately around 6.62 crore candidates have been enrolled and 5.68 crore have already been trained. Around 4.22 crore candidates have been duly certified under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan scheme across the country. The main objective of the mission is to provide digital education and increase the level of digital awareness across rural areas. So, children, this scheme has main objective to provide digital education and increase the level of digital awareness. Now, what is digital education? Digital education refers to the use of technology in education. What is digital learning? Digital learning in education involves the use of digital devices, resources, and tools in education. Digital learning includes the use of digital textbooks, also known as e-textbooks, and mobile apps. Children, I am repeating the last line again. From the same paragraph, the main objective of the mission is to provide digital education and increase the level of digital awareness across rural areas. Now, what are rural areas? Rural areas are the areas which includes small villages and they have very lower population density. Our locality. A locality is the area that surrounds the place you live in. The places where people live is called settlements. So, children, settlements are areas where people build homes to live and form a community. There are different types of settlements such as hamlets, villages, towns, and cities. Hamlet refer to a very small village. Your locality includes your house, your school, marketplaces, bus stops, places of worship, shops, your friend houses, and other such places. Most localities have roads, schools, parks, banks, houses, and numerous other structures. These structures are the bedrock of every community. In this chapter, we will learn about our locality and how our locality has changed across generations. Types of localities. All of us live in a village, a town, or a city. We call town and cities urban areas. Villages are in rural areas. So, children, what's the difference between rural and urban areas? Rural areas are the areas which include villages, and urban areas includes towns and cities. Most people in rural areas work on the land. Their primary occupation is agriculture and related primary activities such as animal husbandry, fishing. The main occupation of people living in the towns and cities is related to secondary and tertiary sectors. The main occupation of people living in rural areas related to primary activities. Primary activities involves extracting raw material from the nature such as agriculture, fishing, mining, forestry, animal husbandry. The main occupation of people living in urban areas related to secondary and tertiary sectors. Secondary sector focuses on manufacturing and processing of raw materials into finished goods. Tertiary sector provides services like education, healthcare, banking, and so on. Primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors are interdependent on each other. Now, children, I have explained you primary activities, secondary, and tertiary. Now, look at the picture. On the left side, a girl is standing, and on the right side, a boy is standing. And there are two pictures. On the left side, in my locality, there are many high rise buildings, apartments, shops, offices, and shopping centers. On the right side, this is my locality. You can see people working in the fields. There are small houses and few people living in my locality. So left picture is a picture of a city and right side picture is a picture of a village. Now see children, there is a lot of difference. In the left side of picture, there are high apartments, shops, high buildings, shopping centers. People are riding on two-wheelers, four-wheelers. And on the right side of the picture, people are working manually in open spaces and they are working in the fields. Very few and small houses are also visible in this picture. Now children, come to the next page. Connect to your locality. Observe the pictures of a city and a village locality given on the previous page and write two features found in each locality. Identify and share with your partner one similarity and one difference between the two. Now children, we have to write two features for urban locality and two features for rural locality. We know that urban locality includes towns and cities and rural includes villages. So with the help of picture, we can write two features for both. For urban, you can write well-developed infrastructure, diverse economic activities and connectivity. For rural, you can write features such as livestock rearing, working manually in fields for crop production. Localities then and now. Ask your parents and grandparents how was the locality when they were growing up. Was it the same long ago? In the past, villages, towns, cities were built at a particular location because it was near an important resource such as river or fertile plains. Sometimes localities were also located on an important trade route. Trade routes refers to historical pathways over land and water to transfer and exchange of raw material, goods, and services. Today, the needs and wants of people have changed from the past. They choose to live in a locality for different reasons. Now they no longer just look for basic resources, but they choose a locality that can provide them all the facilities and amenities to lead a comfortable and enjoyable life. Next paragraph. Anaya lives in a big city. Let's see how her locality has changed over time. Now, children, look at the picture. Mother, can you please help me understand how our locality has changed over time? Anaya, why don't you ask Grandpa or Ma about this? Grandpa and Ma, I want to draw a picture of our locality in your time and now. I need your help. So, children, this is a conversation between Anaya with her grandpa and grandma. She said she wants to draw a picture of locality then and now. And for this, she needs information from her grandparents. Locality then and now changes in society with time. Localities then in the past and now in the present evolve and change. However, there are also many things that have prevailed and continued from the past to the present. Let's take the example of a fictional rural locality from the 1960s and compare it with how it is in the present day. Now you can see there are four columns. First, locality 1960s. Second, locality today. Third, what has changed. Fourth, what has prevailed. So first, population. This is description about the population. In the first column, around 6,44,000 residents. Locality today, the population has increased significantly to about 3,945,000 residents due to factors such as urbanization, improved economic opportunities, and migration to different towns and cities. What has changed? Population growth, urbanization, infrastructure. What has prevailed? Cultural diversity, community bond, local traditions, agriculture, language. Next, housing. Locality in 1960s, traditional home and some small buildings, traditional architectural style, often with courtyards and open spaces. Now children, you can see a picture also, a traditional house. Locality today, a variety of housing options including modern apartments, complexes, high-rise buildings and single family homes. What has changed? Housing types, construction material, amenities. What has prevailed? Agricultural heritage, cultural elements, community. Next, transportation. Locality in 1960s. Using bicycles and walking were common modes of transportation for short distances within the town and for daily commuting. Public transport, limited cars, no metros or trains. Locality today. Private usage of cars and motorbikes has surged. Many households have at least one car or motorbike as a primary mode of transportation for most residents. Public transport has improved significantly. Many cities have extensive bus network and metro systems or suburban train services. Bicycles and walking are still used for short trips. They have become less common. Now, what has changed? There is a substantial increase in private vehicles ownership. Public transportation has expanded and improved in larger towns and cities. Roads and infrastructure has improved. Traffic congestion has become challenge in many urban areas. What has prevailed? Walking, bicycles, public transport. Next comes education. Locality in 1960s, limited access. Access to education, especially higher education, was limited. Schools were few in number and higher education institutions were located in larger cities. Traditional classrooms. Education was primarily conducted in traditional classrooms. There was no use of technology. Locality today. Increased access, technology integration, diversified curriculum, interactive learning. What has changed? Access to education, technology integration, curriculum diversification, teaching methods. What has prevailed? Importance of education, traditional values such as respect for teachers and elders. Next, crops grown. Locality in 1960s. Traditional crops, crop diversity, subsistence farming, manual farming. Locality today, diversification, crop technology, commercial agriculture. What has changed? Crop diversification, crop technology, commercialization. What has prevailed? Traditional crops, farming culture, and community bonds. Next comes jobs. Locality in 1960s. Agriculture, traditional crafts, limited industrial jobs, limited services. Locality today, diversification, service sector, small and large industries, technology and IT. What has changed? Diversification of types of jobs, growth of service sector, emergence of small and large scale industries, technology related jobs. What has prevailed? Agriculture, community ties, and artisanal skills. Next page, children. Technology. Locality in 1960s. Limited access. Basic communication. Technology for industries. Basic healthcare. Locality today. Electrification. Communication revolution. Agricultural mechanization. Healthcare advancements. What has changed? Electrification. Communication revolution. Agricultural mechanization. Healthcare advancements. What has prevailed? Traditional practices and community values. Next comes entertainment. Locality 1960s, radio and broadcast media, cinema, live performances, traditional festivals, games. Locality today, television, internet and streaming services, mobile devices, multiplex cinemas, live events. What has changed? Technology, globalization, wide range of on demand entertainment. What has prevailed? Traditional festivals, community celebrations, and love for cinema. Next comes environmental awareness. Now, in the first column, locality in 1960s, traditional practices, natural resource use. Locality today, heightened awareness, conservation efforts, non sustainable practices, legislation and regulation. What has changed? Increased awareness, proactive initiatives, government and community involvement. What has prevailed? Traditional practices and community involvement. Causes of changes. Localities change over time. It can be due to a combination of various factors such as social, economic, political, environmental, and technological. These changes can be gradual or rapid, and they can significantly impact the way people live and interact within a locality. Here are some key reasons for changes in localities over time. First, historical factors. Many localities have evolved over time due to historical events. For example, the construction of forts, palaces, temples often led to the development of surrounding areas as people settled nearby for trade and security. Agricultural practices. In the past, localities often changed due to shifts in agricultural practices. The development of irrigation systems, introduction of new crops, or changes in land ownership could lead to changes in local communities. Next, trade and commerce. The emergence of trade routes and markets played a significant role in shaping localities. Trade routes refers to historical pathways over land and water used for the commercial exchange of goods and services. Next, urbanization. Rapid urbanization is a major factor in the transformation of localities in modern India. Rural areas are increasingly becoming urban as people migrate to cities in search of better employment and living conditions. Children, urbanization means the shift in population from rural area to urban areas. Next, infrastructure development. The construction of roads, highways, airports, and public transportation systems can lead to a significant changes in localities. These developments improve connectivity and accessibility. Industrialization. The growth of industries in certain areas can result in population influx, the creation of new jobs, and the development of supporting infrastructure. Population influx refers to substantial increase, that is, large increase in population entering an area. Next, technological advances. The availability of technology and access to the internet have changed the way people live and work in localities. E commerce and digital services have influenced urban and rural areas alike. E commerce is electronic commerce, is used for the trade of goods and services online, that is, buying and selling of things on internet. Next, environmental factors. Changes in the environment, such as natural disasters or climate change, can impact localities. For example, flooding or landslides can lead to relocation of communities. Next, government policies. Government policies related to urban planning, rural development, and land use regulations can significantly shape the development of localities. Cultural and social changes. Changing social norms, values, and lifestyles can affect localities. For example, the influence of media and globalization has brought many changes in many areas. Next, population growth. An increase in population can lead to the expansion of localities, the construction of housing complexes, and the need for more services and amenities. The last 50-80 years have seen a massive fourfold increase in the population due to medical innovation, a lower mortality rate, and an increase in agriculture productivity. In this sentence, Fourfold increase in the population refers to 4 times increase in the population due to medical innovation. Because of medical facilities, good medical facilities, innovation, a lower mortality rate, that means lower death rate, and an increase in agricultural productivity. Impact of changes. Indian society has changed over time and it has far reaching consequences. It is important to grasp how these changes have impacted various aspects of people's lives. First, improved living standards. Over time, changes in society have led to improved living standards for many Indians. This includes better access to education, healthcare, basic amenities such as clean water and sanitation. Second, increased urbanization. The shift from rural to urban areas has resulted in the growth of cities and towns, while urban areas offer better job opportunities and infrastructure. They also face challenges like overcrowding and population. Next comes cultural diversity. India's rich cultural diversity has been both preserved and influenced by societal changes. Exposure of different cultures, both within India and globally, has enriched the nation's cultural landscape. Next comes economic growth. Economic changes have contributed to India's development as a global economic powerhouse. The rise of industries and the services sector has created job opportunities and improved overall economy. Next comes gender equality. Changes in society have resulted in increased awareness of gender equality issues. There have been progress in women's rights, education, and workforce participation, although challenges remain. Next, environmental challenges. Rapid urbanization and industrialization have also led to environmental challenges such as pollution and deforestation. Climate change is a growing concern. Technological advancements. The adoption of technology has revolutionized how Indians live and work. It has improved communication, access to information, and economic opportunity. Next, political empowerment. Changes in society have led to greater political awareness and participation. Elections and political movements play a significant role in shaping India's future. Next, challenges of migration. Rural to urban migration has brought both opportunities and challenges. It can strain urban infrastructure and lead to issues of informal settlements and urban poverty. Let's come to next page, children. There are 4 pictures. First picture. A locality is defined as a settlement which is a community of people who reside in a particular place. There are different types of settlements such as hamlets, villages, towns, and cities. Children, we know locality includes both rural area and urban area. Urban area includes towns and cities, and rural area includes hamlet and villages. Second picture. The main occupation of people who live in towns and cities is related to secondary and tertiary sector such as manufacturing, services, etc. Third picture. The main occupation of people in the rural locality is agriculture and other primary activities such as animal husbandry, fishing, etc. Now children, we know this, the main occupation of people living in rural area related to primary activities and people living in urban areas related to secondary and tertiary activities. Fourth picture, urban localities have been developed infrastructure facilities when compared to the rural localities. Localities can be broadly classified into rural and urban locality. The population size in the rural areas is low in comparison to the urban areas. Mass media, social media, and different technologies have brought major changes to the urban lifestyles and patterns of communication both in rural and urban localities. Next, there has been a huge rise in pollution due to human activities. Due to an increase in pollution, there has been a major deterioration in the health of the people in both urban and rural localities. Next, some of the major challenges that have come up due to Human activities are waste management, pollution control, and waste management. Next page, tick the correct option. A locality is defined as a settlement where a community of people resides. Second, the primary occupation of people in rural localities is primarily related to agriculture and related activities. Third, housing style in the 1960s often had traditional architecture style. Fourth, many households now have at least one private vehicle. Fifth, the primary source of information in the 1960s was radio and broadcast. Next, true and false. The primary occupation of people in urban areas is agriculture. False. The best way to understand changes in the locality over time is to interview elders in the locality. True. The emergence of trade routes and markets played a significant role in shaping localities. True. Human activities have significantly impacted the environment in recent times. True. Urban areas face challenges like overcrowding and pollution. True. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. What is a locality? Answer. A locality is the area that surrounds the place we live in. The places where people live is called settlements. There are different types of settlements such as hamlets, villages, towns, and cities. Locality includes houses, schools, marketplaces, bus stops, places of worship, shops, parks, banks, and numerous other structures. There are two types of localities, rural and urban. Villages are in rural areas, towns and cities are in urban areas. Rural areas have lower population density, and urban areas are densely populated regions. Question number 2. Describe key occupations of people in rural and urban localities. Answer. The key occupation of people living in rural areas is agriculture and related primary activities such as animal husbandry and fishing. The key occupation of people living in urban areas is related to secondary and tertiary sectors. Primary activities, also known as the primary sector, involve extracting raw material from natural resources such as agriculture, fishing, and forestry. Secondary sector involves activities related to the transformation of raw material into utility products such as textiles or automobiles. Tertiary sector provides services to the people such as education, banking, and so on. Primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector are interdependent on each other. Question number 3. Discuss any four changes that have impacted lifestyle in rural and urban areas. Answer. The changes that have impacted lifestyle in rural and urban areas are technological advancements. The availability of technology and access to the internet have changed the way people live and work in localities. E-commerce and digital services have influenced urban and rural areas. Urbanization. The shift of population from rural to urban areas impacts lifestyle in both areas. Rural areas are increasingly becoming urban as people migrate to cities in search of job opportunities. The shift from rural to urban areas has resulted in the growth of population and challenges like overcrowding and pollution. Next, infrastructure development. The construction of roads, highways, public transportation systems impacted lifestyle in rural and urban areas. These developments improved connectivity and accessibility. Cultural and social change, changing social norms, values. The influence of media and globalization has brought many changes and impacted lifestyle in rural and urban areas. Question number 4. What are the major causes of changes in the urban and rural localities over the years? Answer. The major causes of changes in the urban and rural localities are urbanization. Rapid urbanization is a major factor in the transformation of localities. Infrastructure development. The construction of roads, highways, airports, public transportation system developments improve connectivity and accessibility. Technological advancements. The availability of technology and access to internet have changed the way people live and work in localities. E-commerce and digital services influenced urban and rural localities. Environmental factors. Changes in the environment, such as natural disasters or climate change, significantly impact localities and relocation of communities. Government policies. Government policies related to urban planning, rural development, and land use regulations significantly shape the development of localities. Question number 5. What has been the major impact of changes witnessed on different types of localities? Answer. The major impact of changes on different types of localities are improved living standards, better access to education, healthcare, and basic amenities have led to improved living standards of people living in localities. Increased urbanization. The shift from rural to urban areas has resulted in the growth of cities and towns, while urban areas offer better job opportunities and infrastructure. They also face challenges like overcrowding and pollution. Economic growth. The rise of industries and services has created job opportunities and improved the overall economy. Technological advancements. The adoption of technology has improved communication, access to information, and economic opportunities in different types of localities. Gender equality. Changes in society have resulted in increased awareness of gender equality issues and improvement in women's rights, education, and workforce participation. Children, we are done with full chapter with question and answers. Thank you.